One thing I hear a lot is my child's too young to read. Well, part of my platform is not only educating parents about talking to their children, but also making sure we close the literacy gap. Make sure that we are reading to children when they're in utero is when you start.
All right, what's up, y'all? This is Ms Liggins back with another video. Listen, I am here with PeTika, and she has an amazing line of books. And I just wanted to know what your inspiration was and how you kind of got started into doing this.
Fantastic. So I am Ms Tave. I'm a local educator and author, and I started writing the books. It actually was a poem to my daughter. Feel free to grab one, by the way. It was actually a poem to my daughter to teach her that she was enough because of the struggles I had as a child. I was 300 pounds and 6 feet in the 8th grade, and I ballooned to over 400 pounds at the age of 22. And I wanted her to know that no matter how she looked, how big or small she was, that she was enough. And so someone read the poem, said, you gotta turn it into a children's book. So I did, and then they said, you gotta make one for boys. And so I did.
Wow. So what is this, what you do full time now?
No, I'm actually an educator still, but I would love to take my books and become like a global ambassador for making sure we talk to our children and make sure they know that they are enough. Because we often give affirmations to kids and have to repeat stuff, but we need to make sure they actually believe it. They understand what it means and they can apply it to themselves. And so my platform is to make sure that we're not just reciting things, but we're listening to what children think about themselves.
I love that. So if there was anything that you would say that is kind of a struggle in your business, what would that be?
A struggle in my business, actually people just, one of the things, I will share this. One thing I hear a lot is my child's too young to read. Well, part of my platform is not only educating parents about talking to their children, but also making sure we close the literacy gap. Make sure that we are reading to children when they're in utero is when you start.
Wow.
And then we give them a print-rich environment so that as they get older, they're literacy ready. We want to make sure our children are able to articulate both verbally and written what they feel and how they're feeling, and that's going to lead them to success in school and beyond.
Wow. So what gave you the resolve to change your lifestyle, even though you faced all the adversity in school and your height and weight?
So I had my son. I was carrying him. Don't ask a whole bunch of questions about that, but I was 400 something pounds when I was having my son. And I had to decide to live my son or die for food. Wow. And so I chose that I wanted my son to have a mom that he was proud of, that could run with him and be, happy to be with. And so I embarked on a journey in 2004 that led me to lose almost 200 pounds on Weight Watchers. So I did it a good old-fashioned way. And so I ended up being their 2006 Inspiring Stories of the Year winner. And I was flown to New York, got onto the Today Show and everything. And so not only do I advocate for healthy lifestyles as well, but also just building positive relationships with our children, making sure we know that how they're feeling, why they're feeling it, and that we address any negative talk or any negative images that they may have for themselves.
Live for my son or die for food. That's crazy.
I do love to
Listen, we all do. That's crazy.
Yes.
So if there was anything that you could outsource in your business to retake your time, what would that be?
It would be hiring people to give this message across the nation so that I can do speaking engagements and really educate people on what we need to do to not only close the literacy gap, but also make sure that children are not feeling less than.
I love that. Listen, I want to say thank you for your time. Let's get a close-up on the book.
And that's actually written by my daughter. She's 14.
Oh, wow.
She's
Hello.
14.
How are you?
Hi.
Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Sandria Bastian, author of Zoe and Max Best Friends Forever. And it just helps to open up conversation between children and parents about what a good friend is, and it just follows the story of this girl and her cat and their bonds.
Wow.
Yeah, a funny story about that. A funny story about that one is that she actually wrote the book when she was about 7 years old.
Really?
I found it when I was cleaning the room about 1.5 years ago, and I said we need to turn this into a book. So we had it developmentally edited and everything, so it can be a resource for parents and see our platform of those conversations.
I love that. So, how empowering has it been to have a mom like yours? Like, I feel like she just makes you feel like you can take on the world.
Yes, exactly. And so, yeah, it's just really amazing. And especially with her being a writer and all of her wonderful messages about self-love and confidence. I've always been confident in myself. especially since she's instilled this within me. And then also this little book venture of mine, it was inspired by her, I guess, because I wrote it when I was about 5 to 7 years old. And so I guess it's because my mom, she's always been writing or journaling or doing something. And she gave me the confidence and the wisdom and power to get this book published. And I'm so grateful.
Wow.
Awesome.
That is awesome. So what do you want to get into as you get into your working career?
Okay, well, I would love to be an entrepreneur as well. I enjoy helping out with our family business on Saturdays and whenever. And I guess I can see myself writing or just doing other ventures just like this.
Love it, love it,
Yes.
love it. Well, thank you guys so much for the
Thank
time. What an
you.
amazing story. This was awesome.
Thank you
All right.
so much.
This has been Chris Liggins. We'll see you in the next video.